Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. I'm Jessica Coody, and we continue our newcomer series, and we're back to men's hoops. And today we're going to chat with Brice Williams, the transfer from Charlotte. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
You just got here, a couple weeks ago. How are you settling in? You just got a new couch, you were telling me?
Yep, settling in. The apartment living, I'm in and out, because practice and lift and everything. But after that, I try to, make my runs to Target, grab all the little things I need and to get me settled in and feel like home.
You enjoy doing that? Like the decorating and getting everything set up? Or?
Not so much the decorating, more so just getting everything to where it's livable.
What about getting acclimated to the new facilities? How you liking everything that's over there at Hendricks?
First of all, I love it at Hendricks. The facility is so nice. It was so hard not having access when I didn't have a card, the focus card, but I got it pretty quick, and everything's pretty good.
What have you done when you get here in two weeks ago and start getting with the team and stuff? What was kind of your goal? What did you want to do to kind of get started and build up those relationships and chemistry?
My goal at first was just to learn everything that was being thrown at me because it was happening so fast, and actually asking the guys questions, just leaning on them and trusting them. Communication is everything on and off the floor, so we hang out every now and then just trying to get closer to one another, and obviously this trip to Spain is coming up, and that's going to help us grow.
So you've been on the floor a few times with this group. How you like the group?
I like the group. We seem to be a smaller group, but we play fast, so that kind of equals everything out. It's a well-balanced, good shooting group, very aggressive guys. We're just very balanced throughout the whole group.
So you're coming off a very successful career at Charlotte. You have strong ties to Charlotte, the basketball program there. But when you decided to enter the transfer portal, take me through your process of how you landed on Nebraska and wanting to play for Coach Hoiberg.
Of course, Hoiberg has such a great basketball resume. He's played, he's coached, and he's been an executive. So, I trust his expertise. Coming into the transfer portal, I just wanted something different. I wanted to go to the next level, get closer to my ultimate goal of playing professionally, playing in the NBA. So I felt like Nebraska gave me that best shot. And the support staff around me, I feel like they can help me. Because it's not all about what you do on the court. You need help off the court, too. Yeah.
Who did you really connect with when you were going through that process?
Coach Ernie
Yeah.
Ziegler. He reminds me of my grandpa. I don't know why, but he gives me grandpa vibes, and I could just trust him, ask him anything. He'll help me if I needed it. So I talk to him about it every day. Yeah,
we love Ernie. He comes on the show sometimes, so he's great. The whole staff is just so welcoming and friendly. That's got to be important when you go through this the first time in high school, but then when you do it from the transfer portal, what things were different that you were looking for as opposed to the first time around?
So when you do it from the transfer portal, obviously you've been in school, you've had a little bit of experience away from home. So they're not talking to a kid. And in my situation, I'm 21. I was 21, I'm 22 now. In their eyes, I'm a grown man. So it's not like a 17-year-old kid coming out of high school and I need guidance. I need a lot of guidance and help in growing into a man. It's kind of like I'm just looking for somebody who, of course, I can trust, build a relationship with, grow with, and who can also help me get to the next level. Whereas in high school, it's like they kind of have to be with you to grow you up.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. What a great perspective. What about playing in the Big Ten? One of the premier basketball conferences, and they're known. You talk about it every year, I'm sure, as from the outside. How much was that intriguing, too, being a part of this conference?
That's intriguing. I wanted to go Power 5. Obviously, a lot more exposure, a better talent pool. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I didn't necessarily have Big Ten circled, but it was definitely it's definitely in the goal in the pool.
So you helped Charlotte go through a really deep run in the CBI tournament, and boy, you did your part. You averaged 16 points, nearly 8 rebounds, 20 for 21 from the free throw line. How impressive is that? And then you're awarded the CBI MVP tournament, or the tournament of the CBI tournament. What was working for you throughout those 4 games that you were able to do that night in and night out?
Just being aggressive, playing hard. It was really towards the end of the season that I realized I could go get rebounds. And then in the CBI, it kind of happened a little bit more consistently. And keeping the main thing, which was going down there to win. I wasn't going down on any personal agenda. None of my teammates were. So that just made us so successful. We just played hard. Honestly, we wanted to leave Florida so bad. We wanted to leave Florida so bad, so we just played our hardest we could leave.
That's awesome. You led the team in scoring last year, coming off the bench primarily. Is that something where you're most comfortable, or is that something that you wanted to be, or was it just embracing that role that they asked you to play?
You just have to embrace any role. You just have to embrace it. Things may not go your way, but you just have to make the best of every situation, and I made the best of my situation. I feel like I helped the team. I did what I had to do. Didn't really have to complain about anything because at least I get minutes. There was a time where I didn't get minutes.
Yeah. I mean, because some people are more comfortable in that role off the bench. That's, I guess, what I was getting at. You don't mind either way if you're starting or coming off the bench. It's not like you're more comfortable in one or the other role.
No, I'm not more comfortable in either role, but I'd definitely like to start.
Okay, so that's probably that's the goal for you here.
Yep.
Yeah. Three-point line. Wow. I mean, 40% nearly from the three-point line last year. What went into that? Because, I mean, you're tall. You're 6'7".
Yep.
So was that something that was always part of your game, or is it something that developed?
My dad told me I've always had good touch. So I guess that makes me a good shooter, or that helps me become a better shooter. But no, I've always just been a good shooter, I think. I've always been a good shooter.
The thing about shooters, though, good shooters, I've always said this, and you have to work at it. It's not like it's always God-given. You have to spend time in the gym. So was that something that you always wanted to do, is make sure that your shot, you're not just playing pickup all the time, that you're improving your shot?
Definitely. During COVID, when everybody was supposed to stay in their houses, I was outside on my goal and just working on my shot, because my shot dramatically improved from my freshman to sophomore season. And that really just came from me outside by myself, envisioning what I want my form to look like. I already have touch, but my ball was spinning crazy, and that's obviously due to mechanics. So I changed that, and now my ball spins not perfect, it's a little slanted, but it's more consistent, and that obviously made my shot more consistent through the numbers.
And then Coach Hoiberg talked about that, how you are a three-level scorer, that you can contribute in a lot of different areas. Has that always been a part of your game, or is that something that's developed?
That's something that developed. I used to love to shoot because I was afraid of the contact that you get when you go to the basket, and I know the contact's only going to pick up now that I'm in the Big Ten. But so the three-level scoring kind of just developed with me just embracing the weight room one, and then just embracing the physicality of the game.
And Coach talked about, too, that you can play multiple positions, that you're a great fit for what they like to do with this system. Was that something you really looked at, too, is how you fit into this as well?
Definitely. I definitely wanted a smooth transition. I wanted to make an impact to a team. I want to win. And here, I can do all of those things. And the offense isn't really that different from my old offense. We just play a lot faster, a lot more free. But yeah, pass, cut, move, shoot. That's the name of the game.
How about the free throw line? I mean, again, 85%, that was another thing that Coach Hoiberg really made note of, that you're an excellent free throw shooter. Why did that become important? Because, again, when you talk about kids growing up and going to the gym, they might not focus a lot on shooting free throws. And so why did that become so important to you?
Free throws are easy points. You don't want to work so hard to get all your points. I mean, shooting threes can sometimes seem easy. Dunking can sometimes be easy, but nothing's more easy than free throws. I mean, don't go there. Don't waste all your energy getting there and then miss them. So you might as well just work really hard to make them. Yeah.
It's awesome. You brought up your dad a couple of times, and he was a great basketball player. That was another thing that Coach Hoiberg talked about, and his jersey hung from the rafters right at Charlotte. What was that like growing up with a dad that had such high-level basketball playing experience as well?
It was just something to look up to. It was never really any pressure. He never pressured me to play basketball. He probably wanted me to play basketball deep down because I obviously had the gift of it. But it was no pressure. It was no pressure to go to Charlotte. It was no pressure to live up to the expectations that other people gave to me. I honestly just played the game because I loved it. Yeah.
What were some of the big things that he instilled in you that now people see in your game?
Obviously the shooting and the scoring. My dad was a good shooter, a good scorer. That has to be the biggest. Probably the shooting. Has to be the biggest. My dad was deadly from the three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What goes into you kind of coming in and getting acclimated with the team? And there's several newcomers. There's several guys that are coming back. But how do you go about meshing? You're an older guy. I know there's a couple other guys that are coming in that have played a lot of basketball too. But how do you go about getting a team to mesh and come together and form that chemistry that's so important?
Well, you have to play a lot. You have to have a little bit of freedom. You have to show them that you work hard so they'll trust you when they give you the ball to make those shots, because nobody's going to pass the ball to somebody who doesn't work or somebody who's going to not help propel the team forward. You have to learn those guys, what gets them going, who gets in their head, what turns the guys on to get to play hard, and who wants to win. And those are the biggest things that you want to get to know about the people you're going to go to war with.
What does Brice do when he's not playing basketball?
I'm not playing basketball. I'm playing the game. I'm a big Call of Duty guy, big 2K guy. YouTube is big. I like to fish.
Like to fish. Have you
I
found
love
any
to
good
fish.
spots here yet?
Not yet, but I plan to. I left all my fishing rods at home, so I basically have to buy everything new, which I'm not trying to spend a lot of money on right now. Same thing with golf. Got into golf before I left Charlotte.
Oh, nice.
Yep, so a lot of golfers on this team, which is nice. So I'm going to give me some clubs here soon, and then I'll be outside on the course.
Have you been out to the course with Coach Hoiberg yet? He's a pretty good player, too.
Not yet, but I've been to his house, and I see he lives on a big golf course, so I'm excited.
It's kind of a frustrating game, though. Have you ever been frustrated by it?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely. You know, I have my days where I'll shoot, I'll hit really good, and then it'll be another day where my ball keeps going in the bushes, and then you have to buy new balls. Like I didn't realize you had to buy new balls every time, but when you're not good. But it's definitely something fun. Obviously, something you can get better at, which that's the thing that draws me in. I can get better at it every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on YouTube watching videos on how to hit the ball straight or how to hit a ball a certain way with a certain curve. So the sensation of learning is just the biggest thing for me.
That's awesome. Well, if anybody's listening in and has any suggestions for where Brice should go fishing, hit him up on your social media, right? I'm sure you're open to suggestions of where to look to fish.
I'm definitely open. I'm open to a lot of new things. Maybe even hunting.
Okay.
I haven't done it in North Carolina, but I would love to do it.
We have a lot of those around here, too. Again, you've been through this before. What are some of the things you're trying to attack this summer before you go into a season?
Well, right now I'm trying to get back into shape. And they're definitely working me really hard in the gym. And just gaining confidence, learning all the concepts that we have. That's really the biggest thing, learning the concept, because it's all new. The language is new, the terms are new, everything is just new. And I just want to get acclimated to that. Basketball will take care of itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you heard much about what this atmosphere is like inside Pinnacle Bank Arena?
I've heard a lot about it, and I'm really excited. I know the fans won't let me down. 90,000. I think it's 90,000 in the football stadium.
Well, in football, but in PVA was rocking last season during basketball season
it's
too.
It's all going to be new for me. I'm really excited about it.
So have you been a football guy then before?
No, because at Charlotte, we only had the football team for about 6 years, so the fan base was kind of small. I would go to some of the games, but
so you're in for a treat.
yeah, I'm in for everything's going to be new.
That's awesome.
It's all going to be new.
Well, we'll look forward to it, and awesome conversation. Appreciate you stopping by, and first of many interviews here on the Huskers Radio Network.